Hey guys, what's up? Darcy here at 6 Strings 9 Lives, back for a CD vinyl update. Just got done listening to the new Overkill single called The Surgeon, probably, without exaggerating, probably for the 30th time, I would say. If you watch my channel for any extended period of time, you know that Overkill's my favorite thrash band since 1987. Yeah, when there's a new Overkill release, it's definitely way up on the priority list for me. What else? 2023, definitely hoping, wishing for a new Judas Priest album. But from what I've read so far, it's looking like 2024. Definitely looking forward to that new Hell Ripper, of course. And was looking forward to my first new release pickup of the year. Prior to 4.5 years ago, I did not have a favorite death metal band. I really wasn't, back in the day, late 80s, early 90s, I really wasn't into death metal, but, through doing these videos and recommendations and, and as I get older, I've been looking for something a little more aggressive. I know it's quite, the polar opposite of what I am. I'm just kind of a laid back, go with the flow type of guy, but musically I'm looking for something heavier and more aggressive. And Obituary has become my favorite death metal band, quickly became my favorite death metal band. And I picked up their brand new album, Dying of Everything, released here on Relapse Records just a couple of weeks ago, I think. But great cover. Let me fold it right out. It is one full big painting. It's really a no frills release. It's a gatefold, but there's no inner. There's just a little bit of credits here, no lyrics. But hey, that's Obituary. Just simple, straightforward. Love Trevor's riffs. Love John's vocals. Donald's drumming. So this is their first album since the 2017 self-titled. That one was great. This one's even better. First single, actually a really groovy first single, The Wrong Time. I read somewhere that they strategically they went with that one first because of the tour they were on. Try to maybe garner a few new fans. They were on tour with I forget which tour they were on, but more of a strategic move, but really groovy tune, The Wrong Time. I personally love it. Might have caught a few, old school Obituary fans off guard, but I love it. Second single was the title track, Dying of Everything. Great track too. Third single, My Will to Live. Another one of my favorites too. The lead off track into this album, you put the needle down. This one will catch you off guard. It's called Barely Alive. Awesome track. And wraps up with a song called Be Warned, a slow, plodding, fitting ending to this album. But I'm really enjoying this one. I ordered directly from Relapse Records on this one. And here's the hype sticker. What does this one say? Blue with splatter, limited to 500 copies. I saw this one. I'm like, yeah, that is the one. This one kind of just jumped out at me. The vinyl looks fantastic, actually. Just like it says, blue, black, and there's some, browns in there, kind of, typical of the album cover. So there's that center ring, and this one is a little more on the brownish side. But yeah, really loving this album, loving Obituary. Just simple death metal. I'm just a simple guy. I like sometimes when things are just simple, that's okay for me. I don't have to think too much. Even bought myself, it's cold here in Canada. I don't have a lot of long sleeve shirts, metal shirts. So I thought, you know what? This is the perfect one to pick up for date night with Mrs. Six Strings, if she actually lets me out of the house with that. But did not pick up the CD, but I did pick up the cassette. I got a real kind of nostalgic attachment to these newer cassettes. And I've started a bit of an Obituary cassette collection too. So also picked up Dying of Everything on cassette. Still in the wrap. I do not plan to open this, so sorry if you were looking forward to that. Orange cassette. It's got a bit of a barcode sticker on here. I'm kind of scared to rip it off. I don't want to rip the wrap, but yeah, pretty cool to pick that up on cassette for 10 bucks or whatever. Yeah, great band. And like I said, I wasn't really, full on into the death metal back in the day, but these days I'm definitely on board with some Obituary. Next four I'm going to show you are, I have two really good friends. One's a childhood friend that we're still communicating on a daily basis, still talking metal. And we look out for each other. We send, I'll put away a few things for these guys, and then they'll send me something back. So, gifts, trades, whatever you want to call it. But, and actually, before we get rolling on this one, thank you for the feedback. I threw out the idea of maybe doing a Kiss ranking video. Back when I was 10 years old, Kiss was way up there for me. It was larger than life. These guys were just larger than life. I thought they were superheroes / rock stars, which really they kind of were both to me back then. And I would say that was my real, pre-start to my metal journey, which really went full on in about 1982. But I did listen to a lot of Kiss back then. And my buddy says, you know what, you really need this album. And I said, oh, I'm not really collecting Kiss on vinyl. I have my cassettes, I have my CDs. But he goes, no, you need this one. Excuse me. And 40th anniversary of their 10th overall studio album, Creatures of the Night. Absolutely love this album. I won't give too much away because I do love a lot of Kiss albums. So, but as far as our ranking goes, we will get that done here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So this is a brand new reissue, 40th anniversary. Where is that hype sticker? There's the hype sticker right there. Creatures of the Night, first ever half-speed mastering, 180 gram audiophile vinyl, tip-on premium jacket. So I'm not sure what they mean by that, but their eyes, all for these, their eyes are, this is all risen up, like almost like an embossed. I'm not sure if it's glow in the dark. I haven't checked. Let me know in the comments if any of you have checked if this is glow in the dark. Here's that half-speed mastering, which they did not need to put on the front cover, but will live. There's the back cover. I'm sure if you're a Kiss fan, you know this album, you know all the songs. I will just show you what came with this one. Here's the inner sleeve with this one, lyrics on this side, and the vinyl looks and sounds great. What I'm hoping is, there's the centering for that. 2022 was the 40th anniversary of Creatures of the Night, so that would mean that 2023 would be the 40th anniversary for Lick It Up. So I'm hoping they, do the same treatment for Lick It Up as they did for this one. I would definitely consider picking that one up on vinyl also. So thanks to my good friend for that. And he was also, I don't know, he must have watched one of my videos and knowing that I did not pick up the new Scorpions. I just mostly collect Scorpions on CD, and the CD is one of those, for the new album anyways, Rock Believer is one of those shitty digi sleeves, with no tray. And for $28 Canadian, I was like, no, screw that. I will wait it out. But he picked this up for me on vinyl, and I couldn't be happier to have the new Scorpions on vinyl, Rock Believer. So this was an earlier 2022 release. This album initially, I'll be honest, it didn't blow me away, but it's good. You have to take a lot of things into consideration here. A couple of things is Rudy and Klaus are 74 years old. The other guys are in their 60s. Well, Mickey D's probably approaching 60 years old. He's, of course, the new drummer of the Scorpions, so he definitely brings down the average age, but the production is phenomenal on this. There's a lot of tracks on this version. There's actually 16 tracks on this version, but where's that hype sticker? Because a couple of my favorite songs are right here on the hype sticker. So there is the hype sticker, the new album, Rock Believer, 2 LPs, 16 tracks, black vinyl, Rock Believer, the title track. I do love that song. Peacemaker is another great song. What else? There is there's definitely a, you probably have heard a lot of people talk about this album, so I won't talk too much about it. But there's definitely like a, kind of a blackout vibe and some 70s Scorpions. Obviously they've been around a long time, so there's influences of a lot of their stuff in this album, which is, it's bound to happen. Other tracks that I like, Call of the Wild. Actually, I really enjoy that track too. And I think it was Seventh Son. Great track too. You got a couple of, cornier titles, Roots in My Boots, but the leadoff track, Gas in the Tank, you know what? As corny as some of the lyrics are for that, it is a great song. So, not fond of the gatefold. It's just kind of does not match the cover, but we could have used some lyrics and stuff, because there is no there's no full booklet or anything like that, but the inserts are okay, just black and white lyrics, same on both sides. And I will show you one of the vinyl. Here is the other inner for that too, and both the vinyls have one white side and then one black side, so that's kind of matching the theme of the inners and the gatefold. But so that's their, what is that, their 19th studio album, going for 50 plus years. Glad to have this one in the collection, and of course this Creatures of the Night. So thank you to my good friend for those. And now that I have Rock Believer in the collection, I will definitely be getting to a Scorpions ranking video. I did a spotlight on my Scorpions collection years ago, but time for a ranking video. Let's see where some of this stuff stacks up. Continuing on, I said four of these albums. Another good friend of mine from the States looks out for me all the time, and I look out for him, and I got a couple Hellripper albums heading his way soon. He will be really pleased with that. Got him hooked on some Hellripper, which is not a bad thing, but he picked up a couple albums for me. One I knew that he was sending, one total surprise. I've been, I think, beginning of last year, 2022, I was really working on my German Big Four thrash collection, Sodom, Creator, Tankard, and Destruction. So he sent me another not easy to get album anymore, and that is, we'll strategically put my finger here, but this is Sodom's, I forget, probably their 8th or 9th album. This is Till Death Do Us Unite. A bit of a departure if you're a Sodom fan on this album. But this is a Music on Vinyl reissue from probably 2 or 3 years ago. Getting hard to get though. There's the back cover. Where is the hype sticker? Actually, Music on Vinyl, they do their own bags, but this bag was pretty much falling apart, so I just cut out the hype sticker and rebagged it. So this includes, there's a cover of Hazy Shade of Winter, a couple other tracks on here, Fuck the Police it's called, Frozen Screams, Hanging Judge, and Giselle. Includes a 4-page booklet, so we'll show you that. This one is on a really cool vinyl. It's kind of a green marbly black. I will show you here in a second. But yeah, happy to have another one in the Sodom collection. A little bit of abstract art, photo, whatever you want to call it there. And there's the same photo as on the back cover. And This opens up. Great, great stiff cardboard, not flimsy at all. Lyrics right there. And this vinyl is pretty cool. If it will show up. There's the green with the marble black in there. So yeah, Sodom is definitely one of my favorite of the German Big Four. I would say just a little bit underneath Creator, but not by much, because they're newer material. I mean, this album came out in 97. 99, Code Red, fantastic album, and 2001's M16. If you're new to Sodom, I encourage you to go check out that album. Really good. And the second one he sent me, which he did tell me, is a High Roller reissue for Destruction, their first EP called Sentence of Death. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the European cover. There's two different cover versions of this. Yeah, High Roller, great job. There's a ton of shit in here I'm going to show you, because this comes with every High Roller reissue. Yeah, don't be afraid to pick one of these up. You will be impressed. Yeah, if you like just good, well, this is just, I don't know, what would you call this? It's a great EP. It's raw. It's chaotic, a little noisy, but I love it. I think it's, it just shows you where a lot of these bands have begun, and all the way to last year's or 2022's Diabolical. Great album, was high up on my ranking for 2022. Check that one out if you haven't already. But here's some of the stuff that came with this album. This is just kind of an inner card, kind of a collage photo on there, and a black and white photo with their, their first logo. And then we have I call these postcards, but they're a little bit bigger than postcards. You got Shamer, Mike, and Tommy there on that. And these are really thick and nice. And then we have a full-size poster of the album cover. Let me get that flipped around. And these I usually always just keep them in with the vinyl. I don't hang them up or anything. And then there is the actual inner sleeve for the record. Cool old photo when they were super young. And there's the lyrics on this side. And this one came on I have the hype sticker here. There's the hype sticker. This is, most of these come on, different variants. This one is actually Fire Splatter Vinyl, it's called. Looks more like candy to me, but, whoops, I want to drop that. There is your Fire Splatter Vinyl. Sounds good, and yeah, if you're a fan of Destruction, you probably already know this EP. It's one of those must-haves if you're a Destruction fan. All right, what do we have left here? Yes, I did show you that. We'll wrap this one up with a little bit more death metal. These probably about 2.5 years ago, my good friend of mine here on YouTube, Metal Mickey, sent me a best of Morbid Angel, and I've had it literally in my truck for, since he gave it to me, and I throw it in every now and then, just trying to let it sink in, and just one day things started to click for me. It's a best of with, I think, tracks from these 4 albums that I'm going to show you that I picked up, and maybe it goes a little further. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, finally clicked for me. I was warned about these digipacks, and yeah, they're not very well done, but for the price I paid, they're not bad. So we'll live with them. If I excuse me, burping away. If I latch on to Morbid Angel like I have with bands like Obituary or Death, I will probably seek out the vinyl version where there's a little more to it. And but anyways, I picked up their debut 1989's Altars of Madness. Anybody that knows Morbid Angel or late 80s, early 90s death metal. You know this stuff. I don't have to talk about it a lot, but this is one of those FDR, full dynamic range earache reissues from, I forget what year these all came out. They're probably not more than 2-3 years old, but yeah, this is bare bones as it gets. There's no booklet. There's nothing inserted in here. It's just a picture on the one side, CD in the tray on this side. But out of these 4 albums I'm going to show you, this is probably my favorite, only because it has more of a thrashy element, and I don't dislike any of these albums. Actually, they're, you know, probably each one I have about 5 to 6 full listens to each album, but definitely I'll make sure that I get to know these quite well. It will be my mission. But here's the second one I picked up, Blessed Are the Sick. So this would be their second studio album from 1991. I'm not sure how good these covers are compared to originals. It looks a little blurred out, but they do sound good, so that's the main thing. And I think each one of these were only about probably $12, so that's not too bad. Here's the CD. At least it has a tray, and it's not one of those, like I always say, those shitty digi sleeves. But there is Blessed Are the Sick. And here is the third one I picked up, Covenant from 1993. The back of this one, I can name a bunch of tracks, but I'm sure you know these. And if you don't know the band and are, you know, as I say, dabbling in death metal, definitely check out some Morbid Angel. The back is super hard to read with how they have this light blue font in here, but you know, you got all your favorite tracks on here. Ends with a very cool track that I love called God of Emptiness, and starts off with a really cool track called Rapture. And I would say this final one, it would be my second favorite out of these 4, and that's Domination from Covenant was 1993. Domination is from 1995. I think I've seen 2 different covers for this. Let me know, is there 2 different versions? But this is the one I got on the earache reissue FDR. And here's the CD for that. Did I even show you Covenant? I don't think I did. Let's go back and show you that. There's the photo. At the time, they were just a 3-piece, so they didn't have their second guitar player on this album. But here we are back as a 4-piece. Yeah, this contains one of the tracks that really, you know, pulled me in, which, you know what I'm going to say. Where the Slime Live. Love that track. It is probably one of my favorite Morbid Angel tracks. Dominate, great track too. And also, where is it? I forget. This Means War. Yeah, I think that's the one. But still getting to know these. But you know, a lot of you guys that I watch, guys and girls that I watch, also are fans of death metal, Morbid Angel, you know, Death, Obituary. Still haven't, you know, pressed the old deicide button yet. Those vocals, I think they're, definitely going to need some work with deicide, but hey, I won't give up. I always like discovering new stuff. So that is it for this update. I am gonna have to book a little bit of time off here right away in the next couple weeks. Gonna take a little bit of a holiday, but before I do leave, I am gonna try to pre-record that KISS ranking and then just kind of schedule it for, you know, within a couple of weeks for sure. Next week, I have ordered the Dokken Elektra Years vinyl box set with their first 4 albums. So I'd like to do some kind of unboxing. I do want to listen to a couple of them before I actually talk about them, let you guys know how they sound. So I'll do that, and then we'll do a video where I just show you what's in the box and what everything looks like. If you'd like to see that, let me know. But yeah, that's it for this update, and yeah, check out that new Overkill single, The Surgeon. Superb. Cannot wait for that album. And that's it for this one. Until next time, stay heavy.